The Honorable Finance Minister has indeed given a very interesting and a stimulating budget this year, just after COVID. We all know that our economy, as also major economies across the world, contracted last year. And as an impetus to kind of bring back growth in India, the Finance Minister has tabled a very interesting and a very extensive budget today at the Parliament. The budget has been well received by the markets, and as we know, the Sensex, the Nifty have gone up. But the budget is also interesting for the reason that it has several themes which I think, both in the short term and in the long term, will have far reaching impact. For a tax professional and for a legal professional, there are some interesting details and interesting themes which arise out of this budget, which are going to have very interesting implications. First and foremost, the focus of this budget at a very high level has been on attracting investment into India by continuously improving the ease of doing business. I think that's been one of the central themes of this government. And this has been one of the things that you can see in the budget as it comes through. Okay. There's a lot more emphasis on electronic means of being able to interact with the department. What the finance minister says as minimum government, maximum governance. And I think a lot of the changes which are proposed, which have been in the pipeline for some time, and which are getting implemented systematically, are coming to the fore in this budget. So, one of the areas that investments have always suffered is the fact that we have a moving target, the procedures are not clear, the ease of doing businesses is not that great in India. I think slowly this has been removed in several ways. At the same time, the emphasis of this budget has been on bringing domestic manufacturing back into India. So there is a lot of emphasis on Make in India. If you look at some of the customs changes which are there, very much focused on making sure that we are able to bring Make in India into this country. You may recall a few years ago on mobile phones, the final product, if when imported, was not liable to, was imposed with custom duty, while the parts and components were exempt. Then they slowly plugged the fact that printed circuit boards or PCBs which are imported were made liable to tax, so that the components got imported. And now they've gone to the component stage where they are trying to impose custom duty to push people to come to India and manufacture not just a portion of the supply chain, a portion of the value addition, but the entire piece. So I think more and more emphasis on domestic industry manufacturing in India and to attract investment in this area. So by improving ease of doing business and by disincentivizing imports into India, Make in India and improving the domestic industry has been a key feature of this budget. At the same time, the budget also wants to keep the domestic industry in check. You can see that in the case of steel and iron, where anti-dumping duties have been suspended, and there is a push for import of these goods because there is a scarcity of such goods coming into this country. So that's a very welcome change. It also ensures that the domestic industry doesn't play king, and that policy and preservation is giving way to growth and establishment of newer industries which require these basic components. That's again a welcome industry. Also want to keep the domestic industry and the local people in check by disincentivizing tax evasion. So there are a lot of amendments being made, both in income tax as also in indirect taxes, to kind of disincentivize people from being able to evade taxes and being able to capture not only the people who evade taxes, but those who aid and abet, both professionally as also through other means. So that's been a big emphasis with respect to how we can reduce the evasion of taxes. So that's a way by which you reduce tax leakages and improve the quality of the tax. But accountability is not just kept at the level of the taxpayer. The department itself is now being held accountable by the finance minister. There are timelines prescribed with respect to reopening of assessments. There are timelines being prescribed with respect to when an investigation should get concluded. All of these are very positive because it brings certainty to a taxpayer with respect to his liability and so that he is able to close and move on with life. The purpose of all of these is not to increase litigation in India, but to ensure that the department is efficient, with more and more AI and analytics being incorporated into the data which is captured centrally by the tax department. I think they're confident in the years to come of being able to manage that. Add to that, face assessment being brought into picture is also going to be a significant impact. I do not know how face assessment in the ITAT scenario and higher courts will work out. It'll be interesting to see how some of these proposals play out in the future with respect to how the justice system is taken out and how it is put together in this form. Last but not the least, I think there are some very welcome changes at a broad macroscopic level, which will have a huge impact on investment into India. India is a country where there is a huge potential for insurance, and for various reasons, it has not really taken off the way the Prime Minister, the Finance Minister, and other people have been wanting to do so. Increasing the FDI cap will definitely have an impact with respect to the changes in terms of attracting investment of a country of this nature, especially with health being an important component of our lives. There are some changes that may be required to be made with respect to the Insurance Act and the regulators to be able to further attract investment in this area. Similarly, disinvestment and bringing play in the InvIT structures are also going to have a huge impact with respect to attracting investment in a big way in India. And let's hope that infrastructure, disinvestment, and insurance are able to bring this piece together. Last but not the least, I think the government is doing a very smart thing of consolidating the laws in nice codes, which will bring certainty and clarity to the people who are operating businesses in India. Right from GST, which consolidated so many laws across various states into some kind of a uniform code, moving from there to a labor code, moving from there to insolvency, moving from there to farm laws, and now the securities code. I think this is a welcome change again. Bringing everything together under one roof increases certainty and allows for people to be able to operate in a single framework. I think that's going to have a huge impact if played out properly and worked out properly. So all of these are extremely interesting and very welcome changes. And I think if implemented in the right spirit, I think both from a short-term perspective and a long-term perspective, this budget can be a real fillip for our economy, just as it was required. Thank you.